long have you been volunteered here?
About 14 months. It seems like every day that I come to work, there's always something new and different, and new people to meet. And, well, today I've met people that I used to work with. It's back in the mid-70s. So that's just awesome.
How did you get your start in the Air Force?
I've always loved aircraft, even probably when I was a junior in high school. Even when I got into high school, I'd always follow current events, I guess, and aircraft. And my mom and dad brought me to the Air Force Museum years ago, and I even got a ride someplace that was a Piper Cub, whatever it was, and I loved it. And so as soon as I got out of high school, I was going into the service. I was going to be drafted anyway. But even before I knew that, I wanted to go to the Air Force. So that was my thing, and I loved it.
Did you have any family members that also served, like your dad or anything?
My dad did. He was in the Army, but he understood whatever I wanted to do as long as I would be happy. So that was the main thing.
Great. How did you get involved in these super secret projects? So tell me some of your path, how you get to be.
Well, after I got out of high school, I went into the Air Force. Of course, went to Lackland, then went to Shepherd. I was on a fast track. My job was guaranteed to be a crew chief as long as I passed all my courses, and I thought that was awesome. So I got into the F-106s right at the get-go. For about less than a year, I got an opportunity to go to Thailand for 6 months on the F-4s. When I came back, I volunteered to go back to Thailand for a year. Of course, everything was shutting down. I came to Beale Air Force Base, got on the SR-71 for about 2 years. I transferred to Davis-Monthan, got into the U-2s. The U-2s left Davis-Monthan and went to Beale. So I kind of came back, but I was in a different organization. And my last 2 years before I got out, I was a quality control person because I had diversity in U-2s and SR-71. So I was into the quality control aspect of it. But it was a good experience. I loved it. And I love this even more.
What's your time period of service then?
1971 through 1979.
What an interesting time period too, because we're at war.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen kind of seen it and heard it all. Some of it good, some of it bad. But
what were some of the challenges being a crew chief? Let's just pick the U-2 first. Were there challenges or rewarding things out of it?
Well, the U-2 program to me, it was mostly rewarding. There was a lot more work, more labor intensive. There was a lot to learn, but everybody was eager to show you how to do it, and they were flying every day. Now with the SR-71, I didn't feel, I call it the love, but it takes a lot longer to turn a plane around. For the SR-71, it was 3 days to get one ready to turn, where a U-2, it can land in 12 hours, refuel it, take off again, if it needed to be. But it was just, I really like the U-2, but I like the SR-70. It's fast, but the U-2 still flying.
Tell me a little bit about the scope of what people can see here today.
Well, I think today it's just awesome that people get to come here and see this, because it's a once in a lifetime. You don't see SR-71s and U-2s, especially the U-2s. They're flying, but you don't know where they're at. They're all over the world. And it seems like the new and improved model comes out every maybe 15 years, and we don't even know about it, but it's still out there doing its mission, because the U-2 is economical as far as the Air Force's standpoint. It's highly technical, but it's a basic aircraft. The SR-71 was way ahead of its time. It was probably 20, 30 years before the technology evolved, and now it's retired. So hopefully we have something in the works that's even bigger and better. Well, I've met a couple people today that I used to work with at Beale Air Force Base. There was a crew chief of 956, and that was a B model of the SR-71, and I actually got to work with him. He was here for the event, and I had to think a little bit about it, but I thought, oh yeah, I remember him now. I think that is a super awesome, and when he got out, he stayed at Beale Air Force Base area. I think he worked for Lockheed and some other defense contractors, but I think that was really awesome. And I just met a gentleman from Cincinnati that used to work on the U-2 same time I did, but I can't place the name or the face. But it was good to see him, and he took a couple pictures, and it's just kind of like a reunion that unannounced. She is very articulate. She knows what she's talking about. I left before she came into the service, but I'm very impressed with her, and she is giving back to the people that are here and the kids, and she's very smart, and I bet she was a good pilot. I'm impressed.